Hey, this is Manny Moonraker coming to you live from UFO Buster Mobile Studio. And this is the UFO Report, so let's kick it. Hey, this is your man, Manny Moonraker. This is UFO Report number 127. 127. 127. For those of you that are bilingual. And you saw the title. You saw the title. Just now you saw it. It is Top 5 Unexplainable UFO Incidents according to some. And I should have capitalized the word some. But in my book, some of these are pretty good. Now, this is an article that we're going to talk about. But before we do, let's take care of other business. If you're not following UFO Buster Radio on social media, you're doing yourself a disservice. I know you're listening. I see the numbers. I see all the different countries. I see you on Castbox. I see you on Spotify, iHeart, Spreaker, YouTube, Stitcher. Though Stitcher seems to be dying slowly. Really? Slowly, Stitcher is dying. I don't know what's going on. Some of these other guys are way too advanced for Stitcher, I guess. But, no fucks given, Stitcher. But get your shit together. Anyway, I see you on the Apple Media, iTunes. So come on, join the talk. Don't just listen for these 2 episodes weekly. Get in there and get happy. Send me a message. Say hello. Say hi. Manny Moonraker. How are you? How's Bugs? Is he still licking up his privates? Yes, he does. And he farts pretty bad. But that's the way he trains. He's training to capture a UFO, and that's how he does it. Now, if you guys wanted to be as well-trained as Bugs the UFO hunter, you'd do the same thing. But unfortunately, for many of us, that is physically impossible. Except for the farting part. The other stuff he does, more power to him. But I have a feeling that the moment that he sees a UFO, he's going to spring on it. And he will make the news. Because he is Bugs the UFO hunter, the Boston Terrier with significant attitude. And if you want to know who I'm talking about, just follow me on Instagram at Manny Moonraker. You'll see Bugs the UFO hunter. I mean, he's a cute little guy. I mean, I can't complain. But his training sometimes really gets on my last nerve. But anyway, like I was saying, if you want to follow the podcast, follow it on Facebook pages Manny Moonraker and UFO Buster Radio, on Twitter at UFO Buster Radio, on Google plus Manny Moonraker. But if you don't feel like searching, just look into the description of every single podcast you've listened to because it's been in there. And don't forget UFOBusterRadio.com, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. I know you're saying it. Get over it, Manny. Let's just get to it. So this article comes from one of our not so much favorite media outlets. It's one of those outlets that we cringe at times because we hear what they're reporting. And it is the Mirror UK. And the byline for this is the truth is out there, the 5 most convincing UFO sightings ever. Now, I'm not going to rub-a-dick you the entire episode by going over all 5. There's just no reason for me to do that. There's not. We're only going to talk about 2. Because really, once you get past these 2, the rest, well, there's another one in there that really matters, but we'll leave that up to you because the link, as always, is in the description for this podcast. And so you can actually go in for this episode after you listen to me bullshit about these UFO incidents. And you can check it out yourself. Read all 5 incidents. Go to the mirror.uk and, get educated a little bit about historical UFO nonsense that apparently no one can solve And to be honest, if you were to talk to our good friend Nick Pope, I'm sure he agrees with most of this, because according to the article, this list really comes from 50 years of the Ministry of Defense trying to figure out what the hell is going on with UFOs. The only reason they were doing it is for what every country, at least the way we see it, the only reason any government, any country wants to, solve the UFO mystery is to take technology. Right? There's technology, there's money, there's weapons. But according to this, that was the aim from 1947 to 1997. This article says that the Ministry of Defense was looking into UFOs. And of course, they did a good job of debunking UFOs because Nick Pope told us that. But on the side, around the corner in a little office somewhere at the Ministry of Defense, somebody was licking their chops. They were salivating at the idea that they would be able to get some kind of technology over everyone else in the world. Sorry, that's my technology-hungry voice. But that's what happened, right? So let's go to the first one, because this one was great, because I saw this one on, I think it was a History Channel about UFOs, and it was quite amazing, to be honest. But again, we're going back to 1986. Not a recent one. November 1986, a Japan Air cargo flight that was going from Paris to Tokyo spotted two, not one, but two unidentified aircraft shadowing them as they passed between Iceland and Alaska. Now, anyone that's been following UFOs you've seen this report. You've seen it comes up all the time because it's unexplained. Because you have here basically a jumbo aircraft pilot by the name of Kenju Terauchi. And I know I screwed that up. I know. Don't hate me. Kenju, if you're listening, don't hate me. Don't hate me. Basically, he was an ex-fighter pilot. Well, slap me silly, because he had over 10,000 hours of flight experience. So with over 10,000 hours of flight experience, I'm sorry, you're not going to be someone that's going to confuse a hot air balloon dropping dummies at high altitudes or anything else for it being another ship, basically. Come on, people. Are you shitting me right now? Anyway, this was Japan Airlines flight number 1628, 1986. And Mr. Terauchi, basically says him and his co-pilot, his buddy, saw the following. And this is what he said about one of the crafts. The thing was flying as if there was no such thing as gravity. That would scare the living shit out of me. I would land that jumbo immediately. Then it says it sped up, then stopped, then flew at our speed in our direction. So to us, it appeared to be standing still. So basically, this damn thing just matched them and was sitting just right next to them, just looking at them, trying to figure out which one of these rubber dickers is going to get probed first. In the next instant, it changed course. In other words, the flying object had overcome gravity. Listen, he took time to really think through this report. And he sat there, he probably had a calculator out or something, has a computer out looking at the aerodynamics of this thing, checking out, what laws of physics it was breaking. But damn, he's telling you that this thing, with his 10,000 hours of flight experience, was nothing he'd had ever seen before. Ever. Well, shit, that was in 1986. Didn't we have some reports of this past fall, winter? Nimitz, gimbal? Sound familiar? Maybe it's the same damn ship. As a matter of fact, let me just point out, just to give you a heads up, that if you go to this article, there is another incident, which I'm not even going to mention because I want you guys to visit. Not that I give two fucks about the Mirror UK, but because I don't want to keep telling you this. There's connections everywhere to the gimbal video, the Nimitz video, to all that stuff that David Fravor reported. There's connections all over the place in these legacy UFO incidents. You guys, you've got to read it for yourself. Don't listen to what I'm saying. I just look up this shit. I mean, I'm no expert in it. The experts are the ones that go into other podcasts and sit there for, 3-4 fucking hours repeating themselves over and over until somebody buys their book. That's the expert. I just come across this stuff and say, oh my God, how can we miss this for the umpteenth time? Somebody write a book about how dumb ufology is, that these ships continue to appear. We keep seeing the same reports of the same shaped ships all over the place, but nobody makes the connections unless it's a TR-3B. And then we know that somebody that lives here in Dallas who will remain nameless is basically flying those things to Mars, Jupiter, and so on. I can't. David Good, really. So anyway, the pilot, Mr. Kenju Taraguchi, he said it for you. He couldn't have said it any better. And he couldn't explain it any better. And he explained basically what was going on, how it happened. And you know what? Like I said, if I was him, I'd try to get away from that thing. I mean, I'm sorry, but airplanes at any kind of height off the ground are pretty fragile. And, oh my God, it's crazy. It's crazy. So that's the first one. Japan Airlines incident of 1986. So listen, unexplained. No one has any resolution for this. So there you go. The next one, the Ariel phenomenon. Now, I don't know if I'm saying it, Ariel. Oh, but yeah, anyway. This incident occurred in 1994, September 14th, and it's the Ariel School in Ruwa, Zimbabwe. And this was just not somebody flying around. These rubber dickers, aliens, actually landed their ship by the school when the kids were out. And some 62 students witnessed the event. I mean, listen, if you go back to what people used to say back in the day, you can't trust kids with shit. I mean, you can't trust them. They'll just make up shit, just to get out of, doing classwork or whatever. But 62 of them. I mean, one of them, if any of them, was able to get all 62 to agree on the same story and stick to it, well, that's your future leader right there. That's a real rubber dicker. But the 62 students, not only did they report the same situation about these aliens coming out of this craft, but they also said that these alien beings did not talk to them using their mouths. No. There was nothing spoken. It was all done mentally. Mentally. They said that these aliens got off their craft and communicated with them by staring into their eyeballs. Now, lucky for us, and I don't know if this is out yet, but there is a documentary called The Ariel Phenomenon. And in this phenomenon documentary for the Zimbabwe incident of 1994, one of the children is actually interviewed. And according to him, that one of the scariest things ever was that these scary-looking beings, which they've never seen before until this point, that they were projecting messages into his head. But the message was that mankind was screwing up the planet with all the excessive use of technology. And here's a little side note that was on this article, which it happens with every single UFO incident. And that's why we are never part of the mainstream media. That's why no one that is in the public eye is openly researching UFOs. And that's the story, even though it was widely reported all over the place, everyone was talking about it, it pretty much just faded. It just went away. But isn't that the same for every single UFO incident that we come across? Isn't that the same that is happening with ATIP right now and To the Stars Academy? I mean, hell, the rumor is that ATIP changed its name. It's something else now. It's still happening somewhere. The research is still going on. It's just not ATIP anymore. So it goes again into the dark, into some crazy underground office or dungeon under maybe the Pentagon, under the White House, under some kind of a bomb shelter somewhere where somebody else is researching those type of UFO videos and not reporting it to anybody. And because Luis Elizondo, who did his see me now, see you later magic trick with the videos he'd got, there, I doubt that he left someone behind to continue to get videos. But you would have to be completely batty. You would have to really walk around with your head up your ass if you think that the government has stopped searching for UFO answers. And there might even be two factions of the government. There's a government that is close to the surface, not entirely, the ones that might be, you could probably trace through money in some way. And then there's the one that's untraceable, that nobody knows who's running the shit. But they're researching UFOs, aliens, technology, deep space. But neither group we will ever know about unless we have a significant amount of whistleblowers all come out at the same time. And you know what? The NSA is listening to me right now, so I'm fucked. That's it. I'm going to have more computer problems. My phone's going to blow up on me. Ooh, I should have just kept my mouth shut, people. Should have just kept my mouth shut. But I'm just saying what most of you are thinking, and I say it because I'm on this podcast right now, and that's what the podcast is for, so that I can speak my mind, and hopefully some of you share those same ideas, and you will speak those ideas back to me. Share what you've done, what you've researched in your time, the people that you know. I mean, a lot of us sit around with ex-military personnel, some high-ranking officials, and you get a little bit of a cognac in them, some vodka. You sit back with a cigar, and man, those fuckers will tell you everything. Every single thing, just because they got a little bit of good alcohol in their system. So share it. I mean, we don't have to say any names. It'll be my secret and yours, and the NSA who's listening right now. It'll be all our secret. So this is the episode for today. Listen, I thank you guys as always for listening. I am working on the rubber dickies, so probably in about 2 to 3 weeks we'll get a survey out so that the audience, you listening right now, you get to pick basically from a list of rubber dickers who you want to be nominated as a potential rubber dicker of the year for this year's 2018 rubber dickies. And like last year, we will have a contributor award for the person who's contributed the most. We'll have 2, just like last year. And I hope that some of you get to solve this UFO mystery with me. And if not, solve it on your own. Just don't get probed, because I heard it's a mother effer. This is Manny Moonraker. I can't even say my damn name. This is Manny Moonraker. I'm ready for the weekend. Aren't you guys? Manny Moonraker, checking out. Sayonara. Bye-bye. Peace. Ciao.